Okay, so this is my Battleship program. There's a lot of code here, so I'm not going to walk us through everything line by line because I think that would be a punishment for both me and whoever's watching this. Um, Basically, this is the code. I've got my include statements here. Um, Even though I usually don't like to include the full library for this, I just decided to use namespace so I don't have to keep typing std over and over again. Declare a constant here. Define some structures for the ship for a point on the board. Define a structure for the player board. And then here are my function definitions. There's a lot of functions in this program. This program is designed to allow for player versus player combat as well as player versus computer combat. So there's a little bit of really stupid AI built into this. I'm going to skip over main and go straight to some of the functions. So there's a function for displaying the board right here. And then there's a bunch of functions for initializing the fleet, which, include the, I should say there are a bunch of initialization functions, the first of which is for initializing the fleet, defining the battleship carrier, how big it is, how many hits it can take, and all of that. There's some validator functions, some for computer selected coordinate systems and some for player selected coordinate systems that basically make sure that everything is what it should be, and also allow you to input your coordinates. There's a function for setting the ship on the board, and then a separate one for setting the computer's ship on the board. An initialization function for the board, and then a separate one for the computer's board if you're playing versus the AI. There's a function to check if a space is occupied, so a player can't put a piece on another piece, things like that. And then check it, see if a particular guess was a hit. Same thing with the computer, and finally, obviously, check to see if you've got a winner. All of this code comes together in the main function where the AI is sort of developed in main. We take a bunch of the functions and jam them together. We give the player a choice as to whether they want to play off against another player or if they want to play off against the computer. And of course, because it's cute, I named the computer Skynet. So if they play off against another player, it's pretty straightforward. Each player is given the opportunity to select and place their ships. And because I got lazy, both screens are shown on the screen at the same time, so you can see the other player's ships, which is fun. If you select the other option, you can play against the AI. The AI has a little bit of intelligence to it in that if it gets a hit, it will attempt to follow that hit either vertically or horizontally to try to completely destroy whatever it was that it hit. So, it's not perfect, but it definitely works. So yeah, that's pretty much the overview of what the code does.